Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Data Crunch podcast. I'm Vadym, Growth Marketing Manager here at OX. Today, we're diving into a topic that's become mission critical for any company handling sensitive data: data masking. Think of it like handing someone a document with the most confidential parts blacked out. You still share valuable info, but nothing sensitive gets exposed. Now, take that idea and apply it to digital records, analytics, cloud infrastructure, and customer support tools. That's where data masking becomes essential. And here to unpack this topic with me is Kyrylo, our product manager at OX. Hey Kyrylo, glad to have you back.
Hey Vadym, it's good to be back. This is such a powerful topic because honestly a lot of companies are sitting on a goldmine of data but struggling with how to protect it properly. Masking is one of those under the radar solutions that deserves way more attention.
Totally agree. And before we dive into the different types of techniques, just a quick reminder to all our listeners. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, leave us a comment, or even drop your own data privacy tips in the thread below. If you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else, hit follow and enable notifications. We drop new episodes every Thursday, packed with insights like this one. All right, Kyrylo, let's start at the top. What is data masking and why should companies care?
It's a great starting point. At its core, data masking is a way to protect sensitive information by replacing it with fake, but realistic-looking data. You can still run tests, reports, or even use it in analytics, but if someone unauthorized gets their hands on it, they won't see the real customer names, credit card numbers, or personal info. It's like having a working copy of your data, but without the risk. And the reason it's so important is simple. Because regulations are tightening, threats are increasing, and data volumes are just exploding.
Right, I see. So it's not just about keeping things private. It's about compliance, security, and trust, all rolled out in one. Now, what are some of the key reasons businesses implement data masking today?
Well, there are several. First, you've got unauthorized access prevention. Think like phishing attacks, insider threats, or accidental data leaks. Then there is compliance, of course, GDPR, HIPAA, PCI DSS. All of these require you to protect sensitive data, even in test environments or backups. And you also have critical system integrations where third-party vendors need access to some data, but not all of it. And plus, masking helps with data sanitization, especially when you're decommissioning old systems or migrating the cloud. And finally, it just simplifies security management, because instead of managing encryption across a dozen systems, you can just apply centralized masking policies that control what is visible and to whom.
All right, that's a solid list. Let's talk about the different types of data masking because it's not just one size fits all, right?
Yeah, right. There actually are several types, and they each one serve a different purpose. For example, a static masking happens once. It's like creating a permanently sanitized copy for testing or sharing, and dynamic masking kicks in at query time. Think of it like role-based and real-time, great for customer service or finance apps, for example. And there's also deterministic masking that ensures the same input that always gives the same output. I would say it is perfect for maintaining data relationships. Then there is also on-the-fly masking that applies rules as data moves between systems. It is ideal for CI/CD pipelines, I would say. And last but not least, there is statistical obfuscation. That one keeps the statistical properties of your data but hides the actual values.
Wow, okay, that's the whole toolkit. But what about the techniques behind these types? How do companies actually go about masking data?
Oh, there are quite a few. Let me rapid fire some of the most popular ones. There is scrambling that just jumbles up characters. It's simple but not very secure, I would say. Then there is substitution that replaces real data with fake but realistic alternatives. There is shuffling that mixes data within the same column. Think of it like swapping last names across users and similar stuff. Then there is data aging. It moves dates forward or backward to maintain timeline integrity. There is also variance that slightly tweaks numbers. It is great for salaries or prices. There is also nullifying that replaces sensitive data with nulls. It is useful but makes the data less usable. Also tokenization, it swaps the data for placeholder tokens, and these tokens are stored just elsewhere. There is redaction. Think of it as a digital version of blacking out lines on a paper. And of course, there is encryption, which is more secure but requires key management. And each one of that has trade-offs between security, usability, and complexity.
Yeah, love the breakdown. It really shows how nuanced this stuff is. Okay, let's shift to something more hands-on. A lot of our listeners work in BigQuery. How can they implement dynamic data masking there?
It's a great question. BigQuery makes this pretty manageable with policy tags and data policies, which are pretty robust there. First, you may set up a taxonomy and create policy tags that serve for different sensitivity levels. Then you may map masking rules to those tags, like, for example, you define who can see what. And next, you assign those tags to specific columns in your BigQuery tables. And after that, you give users roles, like, for example, masked reader, so they only see what they are allowed to see. And by keeping this at the policy level, you actually avoid over-permissioning and keep everything tightly controlled.
Yeah, love that. Let's talk about use cases now. Where does data masking really shine?
Well, it's used across every major industry. In finance, it hides customer account details while still letting support teams help clients. In healthcare, it masks patient info for HAPAA compliance during research. In retail, it protects loyalty programs and purchase histories. In telecom, companies use it to secure call logs and billing data, and even governments rely on it to protect citizen records and tax files. I would say it is also a lifesaver in test environments where using real data can be risky. Masked data keeps it realistic, but without the exposure.
I see. All right. And of course, like any good solution, masking has its challenges too, right? What are the biggest ones?
Yeah, definitely. For example, preserving data integrity means that if masking breaks relationships, your reports just won't work. Also, with semantic consistency, the IDs and formats they still need to stay valid, or you will get errors. Also, we might think about integrations. Masking tools have to fit into your workflow, or they will just collect dust. The solutions that I may recommend, you may use tools that are flexible, standards compliant, and easy to manage. Don't forget to test your masking rules to make sure the data is still usable.
Great. So it's not just about slapping on some privacy settings, it's the whole strategy, right?
Exactly. You've got to discover and catalog your sensitive data, analyze how it's used, tailor your masking strategy to each data set, and obviously continuously test and refine. It's a process, but when done right, it unlocks secure collaboration, compliant analytics, and also a peace of mind.
I love it. Thanks for breaking that down so clearly, Kyrylo. This really shows how data masking isn't just a technical fix, it's a business enabler. It's honestly exciting to see how far those tools have come. And for those of you working with BigQuery or Google Cloud, don't forget, our OX Reports extension for Google Sheets helps you turn raw data into real insights securely and easily. You can build reports, apply transformations, and visualize trends without touching SQL. Whether you're in marketing, finance, or ops, it's built to help teams move fast and stay compliant. Start for free at oaks.com and check out how we're simplifying secure data reporting.
Absolutely, do that. If you are serious about protecting sensitive data while still making it usable, data masking just has to be the part of your toolkit. And with the right tools and strategy, it's easier than ever to get started with this.
All right, that wraps up this episode for the Data Crunch podcast. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next Thursday. Same time, same place. Stay secure, stay curious, and keep crunching that data.